On the 13th of March 2021, I covered a little indie retro shooter called HROt. This is actually the best performing video on my channel, and people have asked me to cover the second episode a few times. YouTube says it's a good idea to repeat what performs well, and without forcing it, I can now continue with HROt. Episode 2. If you're watching this, you probably have a good idea of what HROt is. I covered it in my first video in more detail, but basically HROt is set in 1986 Czechoslovakia, which I've been informed doesn't exist anymore, but unfortunately for this smart ass, it did when the game is set, so my awesome James Bond reference of the first video title still stands. The game is built using Pascal, which is a language I have pretty much zero knowledge about, but it's infinitely impressive how the devs decided to use Pascal instead of Unity like anyone else would who wasn't completely insane. The game is beautifully crunchy and brown, both by design and I suspect as a result of the engine being used. Although that being said, if you have any concerns about the engine having limitations, the amount of interactivity in this game is off the charts. If there is an item, chances are it'll do something. Say what you will about the presentation of the game, it's clearly a labour of love for the dev, and strangely I really click with the game. Every time I go through a new chapter, I whack it on hard and blast through it usually in one sitting with pleasure, because while the dev tackling this game must be slightly insane, the game is more so, because let me tell you, it's fucking crackers. The first new thing I noticed, by the way, being the trendy young man that I am, is the dank stuff option in the main menu. Looks like they've added a bestiary that has, that's quite a few button mushrooms in that stroganoff. Anyway, in we go. The Degustation, I want to say, on hard mode. By the way, spoilers ahead. Ever since Ocarina of Time, I've had trust issues with in-game chickens. Seems like these ones are okay though. Not long until we're introduced to our first new enemy, the headsman. There's two variants on these, ones with axes and ones that have shotguns. Strangely, the melee variant are usually worse as they hop right up in your face, and they have an achievement attached to them for doing the same to them, which I got within the first 2 minutes of gameplay. So, we got a double barrel drop from the first enemy we killed who didn't even have one in his hands. Then the second weapon we get is the Husak crossbow, which is... There's actually been a few changes to the weapons in this game. For example, the hand cannon, which was the rocket launcher from the first episode that shot your grenades for you, has now been replaced with the Husak handgun, which was in the previous episode, but seemed to shoot its own super rare ammo. And now it just fires the grenades like the hand cannon did, and it's called the Husak hand cannon. And I fucking love it. Look at this. Oh yeah, and that BFG weapon that I think I fired once seems to be gone. I never found it, so I can't confirm, but I think it's gone. Here's our first example of the lunacy on display in this episode. Examining this picture makes this happen. Trust, but beware in who you trust. My relentless spamming of rock walls leads us to be reunited with the wonky dos pistolas. I do straighten the hood up eventually, don't worry. Hidden behind a not too discreet cracked wall is a Calvaria of Chaslav, but sadly I don't have anyone to shoot with it. Very strange. Also, when it runs out, you fart. After a little jaunt through the mines, we're ambushed by some carts. It didn't go too well. But yeah, I definitely used the power up way too early. 17 health. Oh, we're also ambushed by one of these little shits. Jesus. Ah, what the fuck? What the fuck? But hey, now we get to see what the fight looks like when you collect the power up at the right time. Wow. Okay, fucking hell. One thing I love about HROt is it isn't unforgivingly unfair. In games like Blood, for example, amazing as the game is, you can round a corner into seemingly unavoidable hit scanners. HROt, much like Dusk, now that I think about it, doesn't have hit scanners. They fire projectiles, which you can theoretically dodge. So if you get hit, it is on you. Oh, and also like Dusk, another thing I love about this game is when it does creepy moments like this. Ah! What the fuck was that noise? Is that a bear? What the fuck? I'm confused. I'm confused and concerned, to be honest. Woo! Hello. It's a bear. It's another bear. Fucking bears. What the fuck? What the
Indiana Jones up in this bitch, man.
The second level of this episode shows how much improvement there's been since the first. This level has tons of atmosphere, like genuinely thick atmosphere, like you are actually down in a mine. I think it's due to the audio design, the music and ambience and Foley sound effects are just mwah! It also shows how much more mechanically advanced the game has become since release. This level has a working train in it, and hey look, it has a Half-Life reference to its worst level. This level also has a great labyrinthine design to it, where you have to get keys, but it doesn't really feel like busy work, it actually feels like a puzzle that you're trying to detangle. We also get attacked by another boulder, which I easily best with some godlike reflexes and gamer wit. Anyway, I've taken a pounding down here in the mines, and I'm now riding my train around, which, unlike Half-Life, you can't crouch behind for invincibility because, for some reason, this game has no crouch, which boggles my mind. But it still does squish people up real nice. So, I grab the next key for the next station, and I run straight into one of the suicide boys. I haven't saved in a while, and you remember that boulder? This was the part of the level where I realised what I'd been doing this whole time, trying to get the train back to the start of the level where there was a train-only door, which then leads us to the final station. We then take this mega long lift journey up, and the game shows that it is as awesome as I thought because there's a wall I was very suspicious of, which was not only the secret I suspected it would be, but showed me that there wasn't any fall damage down these vents, and then upon realising I had to get the lift back up, the lift was already at the bottom waiting for me so I didn't have to wait twice. Player convenience. Thank you, HROt. Now, time for a fight. So, I may have just thrown some compliments at this level and this game in general, but this is pretty shit. So, I finished the fight and then I ran around aimlessly for around about 11.5 minutes because I couldn't see this switch. Would it have killed you to put a fucking light above that or something? There's some mushrooms in this level that you can pick. You grab the first one and you get all woozy and it says only 4 more. So I had to hunt around and find the other 4 and then nothing happens. I think that might have been a Hexen reference because of the huge switch sequences, I think. Let me know down below if I've missed something obvious there. The church has a fully interactable church organ, which brings me onto the mind-blowing level of interactivity in this game. There's another keyboard added to episode 1 that allows you to not only play every single note on the keyboard, but also allows you to change the tone of the instrument, so Merry Christmas. Die Hard is a Christmas film and I will die on this hill. Also, there are things like typewriters that you can actually type in things like Lenin, Comrade Lenin, Eternal Lenin Live, Lenin Lives, Lenin is to live forever, and even a full model train set in chapter 3 that you get an achievement just for looking at for long enough. It's just nice, you know? But fuck all that, it's time for HROt to get spooky again. Once we go through a shit ton of cloaked fodder slaughter, we get back to the graveyard and it's time for the zombies. I'll be honest, I'm not sure if these work like the Quake zombies where you have to jib them to keep them down. I feel like they did get up or sprout out of the ground regardless, so it's kinda hard for me to tell. You know what? HROt is a pretty damn decent horror game from time to time. Oh my god. That was pretty horrible. Also, great news to find out that zombies can't swim. I actually don't feel too bad about saves coming in HROt sometimes because things can go south pretty quick. What? By the way, the end of this level is fucking crackers, man. Can he get in here? No. Okay, good. Fuck, man. Oh, he can. He can. He can. He can. Fuck. Oh, what the fuck is he coming on? No. Fuck, man. Fucking wheelchair, dude. Get the fuck out of here. What? Yep, I'm out of there. Fuck that. So the next level really drops you in it. Also, these people in wheelchairs, they really know how to take a pounding. Hold on, no, wait, no, that's not, no. Never just run up and senselessly throw switches in this game without thinking it through, by the way. Do you get health back from that?
No.
I like the fact that the interactivity has kind of gone into the level design now too. While it's nothing too groundbreaking, but when your game has such a restrictive color palette by design and your levels are fairly squared off and somewhat plain, these little things can help, you know? By the way, I really like the game and its style, but I'm sure there will be people out there who have this opinion. So it's good the dev is stretching their level design and coding skills much further in this episode, and I love to see it. The next box is a tank, the LTVZ.35. I thought I had this one sorted right out the gate. You run in, take care of the shotgunners, then camp behind his tower and plink away with your grenades from the beautiful Husak hand cannon. Uh-oh. So it turns out, somewhat obviously now that I think about it, that you have to aim for the main gun area of the tank and it will take a lot more damage. Take that, you Panzer mushy. So, that thing I said about chickens earlier? What? How many fucking enemies? Fuck you, you bitch. In order to cross the tiny waterless moat, we need to shoot this box to raise this bridge. But I want these bullets. And is this a secret? Fucking bad. Jesus Christ. Well, it came out of that just fine. How am I still alive? Okay. Damn you! It's horse meat, motherfucker. So we head down to a wine cellar slash basement that is inhabited by a snake that takes far too much damage to take down. Fucking bitch. It's still alive. It's still scuttling around like a little freak. Get the fuck out of here. Jesus. It was at this point I realized something.
Does alcohol give me health? It does. I didn't even realize this. I've had this the whole time. Oh my god.
The game rewards this revelation with an Indiana Jones nightmare.
Fuck that. That motherfucker's taking absolute pounding. Shit, where's the... What? Oh dear. I'll tell you how annoyed that made me. I didn't fucking... Shit. I mean, you know, I kind of expected it, to be honest, but it's still...
This game really is going for an Indiana Jones vibe now that I think about it. There's this room which has a bunch of enemies throwing grenades at you, and still, the most terrifying thing in here is this fucking singular snake.
Oh my god. That's a quick save. Fucking horses. What is this all in aid of over here? There's a little door.
There's a switch you can shoot in that little stairway before this room that opens the hole in the floor, bagging you an achievement and a secret level of the episode, The Tunnel. It's a lovely little level where you get to hop down a train and grab keys to continue whilst trying not to fall off. It's a short but very sweet gimmicky secret level, just like secret levels should be, really. How the hell did he fit in there? Since there's no fall damage in this game, I wonder what happens if I fall down here. Oh, here's an example of why I don't feel bad saves coming through this game. I tell you what, HROt's double barrel has some seriously good jibbing.
Fucking bats! Fucking vampire bats, man! Get the fuck... Oh, it's gonna suck me up. Here we go. Whoop. Is that me that made that sound? Whoa! No. Get fucked. Get fucked, big man in the middle. Whoop. Could have had a race off with the wheelchair, man. Heartbroken.
Yes, that was really the name of the level, and the level also starts you off driving through traffic on a bike that was at the end of the last level.
Yep, there it is. I knew I was gonna fucking die. Right. Never do this, kids. Never do this, but it's time to drink drive. Oh no, I've unleashed the bees on myself. Oh.
Not the bees!
Death by bees. There better be an achievement for this. No? Really? There's no achievement for death by bees? Anger the bees and run away. Come on. Ah. There we go. Motherfucker's on a bike. Is that actually my bike? Has he stolen my bike?
So after all that bee-based action, it's time for HROt to do that whole subverting expectation thing again.
Ah! Fucking hell. Alright then. Excuse me?
Our grandmother is no more. For many a year, she has slept beneath the cold sod.
What? So I'm being haunted by a statue. Oh, am I fucking bitch? I can't believe this game is scaring me. Oh my god, it is actually fucking haunting me. Okay, good times. Let's get the fucking hand cannon out. Bap! Listen, you fucking bitch! Bees! Shit me. Yeah, you stupid bitch.
I never realized this at the time, but as soon as you kill Granny's haunted statue, it starts to rain in the level. Just a nice attention to detail, world building, and not what I expected going into this episode. Bravo! This arena gives me an opportunity to show you this. The horses that are being ridden by the shotgun headsman is called a gimp in the bestiary, and it's actually wearing a gimp mask instead of a gas mask. Why? I dread to think. This game is fucking crackers. Like I said, it could mean anything. Something else this arena shows is just how simple yet intensely fun HROt is. It knows the rules that made the classics great and executes them brilliantly. I really enjoyed every time the game dropped another wall down to reveal a monster closet full of enemies for me to take on with my double barrel and my hand cannon. Drink some wine for some health behind a wall. It's just fun, you know? I think the sentence that I said at the end of this level is symbolic of how unique HROt can be. I don't think I'll ever say this combination of words again in my entire life.
I only got 4 out of 8 dinner plates. Let me have a sip of wine to stop that annoying ass heartbeat. I'm gonna go look for some dinner plates.
So I did it. I found all the plates in the last level, so we can flop those down on this table for the achievement. There isn't much to this level other than this.
Whoa. What the fuck is that?
That is the floating head of Gustav Husak, who, if you remember, is the name from the previous episode, the Gustav that was doing all the kissing. Now, this fight isn't what I would say hard, because it's not really the boss that's difficult. Fuck him. It's because of all the shit that he spawns out. I died a fair few times in here, because when you try to run in and grab ammo from like dead enemies that will usually land in the middle of the room, trying to shoot the floating head of Gustav in his propeller weak spot, I just kept getting killed. Eventually, I found the best thing to do is just kind of try and ignore all the enemies, other than probably the shotgunners, so I have a chance of accidentally running over some spare shells to restock for the double barrel. Maybe the dogs as well, because they hop in your face a hell of a lot. And maybe the wheelchair enemies, because they can spray a hell of a lot of projectiles. If you can catch some of the ogres, I can't remember their real name, but I call them ogres. That'd be good, because they drop grenades for the hand cannon. But yeah, you've really just got to keep running around. But eventually, I did it. And this little door opened here, and it actually gets you to clean up the jibs.
Fucking, I'm saving it there. We can clean up the room?
It took me over 5 minutes, but it was oddly satisfying, you know what I mean? Like, this game really gets me. If it isn't obvious by now, I really like HROt, and I really liked episode 2. This one has taken all of the things that the previous episode has done right and just added to them, and it's also tightened up a few little things that weren't working too well. I can't wait for episode 3. So what I'm gonna do is sit down here in the wine cellar and drink all this wine. Oh god, this wine's quite strong. Wait, I was told by this wiki. I'll get an achievement for this. Liars! Hello, sexy lady. Hi, look, it's my drinking buddy, Vlad. Did you know that the chickens can hump in this game? Also, there's a handheld in this game that you need to score 200 points on to get the achievement. And there's been an update, and there's a horse calendar now, and there's a dog that you can pet and feed, and he vomits too. 10 out of 10 combat, 10 out of 10.